So this is 100 ways to fail a driving test and how to avoid them. You can find this on Amazon, but what I'm going to do right now is pick 5 at random and I'm going to show you how to avoid them. So let's just go like that. So let's go for this one, turning too widely. So I'm going to show you how to avoid that one. If I want to turn into this road here, I'm going to show you how to do it the wrong way first of all. So let's say I should turn on the left side of the road, but if I turn too late like now, I'm on the wrong side completely, which is going to be a serious fault. So to avoid turning too wide, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the curb as a reference point. So when the curb disappears from the corner of my windscreen there, I'm going to make my turn. So I'm going to check my mirror first. Once the curb disappears, I'll start turning. And that way, I'm not going to hit the curb, and I'm also not going too much on the wrong side of the road there. I'm staying on my side, nice and safe. And that's how you avoid that mistake. Let's go for another one. Getting too close to parked cars. Now this happens a lot. I'm going to show you how to avoid it. And it can be very easy to get too close to the parked cars. So right now this is too close. Probably can't tell from your point of view, but this is too close. Even without touching the cars, if you're too close, you're going to get a serious fault. If the examiner has to push the steering wheel away, then you're definitely going to get a serious fault and fail the test. To avoid that, you can use a reference point. So as I'm driving along this road here, I'm looking at those cars. I'm looking at the wheels that are on this side. I'm making a line where the wheels are, and their line is in the middle of my car, in the middle of the dashboard. That's how I know I'm not too close to them. And if I wanted to go closer to that side, what I can do is go really slowly. Let's say there's a really small gap and another car's coming through and we can both fit. Don't go through there really fast. Slowly speed down, because if you're going to get close, it's better that you go really slowly and do it. If you're going too fast and you get too close, then you're more likely to fail. This one might seem silly, but it happens quite a lot. Mistaking parked cars for a line of traffic and stopping behind them. I'll show you how to avoid that one as well. So as you're driving along, especially near the end of the road, sometimes you might see cars on the left and you might think that they're in traffic. A good way to tell that they're not in traffic is looking how close they are to the pavement. So look at all these cars here. They're really close to the pavement, so that tells you that they're not really going to be in traffic. They're probably parked up. Another clue is when they've got the mirrors tucked in. Also, if you see them with their brake lights off, that's another clue that they're not in traffic, that they're actually parked. And also look for any other cars that are facing the opposite direction as well. That will tell you that those cars are parked up and not in traffic. Let's go for this one. Positioning too far to the left or the right on a junction. So on a junction like this, if I'm turning left, the wrong thing to do would be to position myself to this side, or even especially on the wrong side of the line. But this side even is still wrong because I should be positioned over there. So this will get you a fault for this. Sometimes even a serious, especially if the junction is wide enough and you're preventing cars from using this lane here or this position here because you've taken out the wrong position. It also confuses people. If you're in this position, everyone's going to think you're turning that way because you're positioned to turn that way, but you're signaling left. So some people might even ignore your signal and then position themselves this way. And then now when it's time for you to turn, there could be somebody there next to you. So to avoid making that type of mistake, what I should do is position myself towards the left as I approach the giveaway line. So I'm going to check my center mirror, check my left mirror, signal left. Right now I'm in the center of the lane, but then as I get near the end, I'm going to position myself towards the left. So this way I'm positioned like I'm turning towards the left. Everyone knows I'm going this way as well because of my position, and that way it's nice and safe. And especially on these kind of junctions where it's quite narrow as you approach it. So right now I'm forced to be in the middle of the road because there's cars on both sides. I can't be on my side yet. But what learners do here is they'll stick to the same position without going to their side. Now I'm on the wrong side completely. Now I'm in between two lanes, which will be a serious fault now. So if a car tries to come in and turn here, they're not going to be able to because I'm in the way. So I'm just going to wait for a nice safe gap, and then I'll make my turn. I'm making sure that I'm going to check this side because another vehicle could be coming this side where I should have been, and then I'm going to make my turn. And on this type of junction, even though at the moment I'm forced to be in the middle, once I go past this car, I'm going to position myself correctly. So I'll select gear 1 just so I can go slowly, and then position myself on my side of the road, and then even more so towards the left, making sure I don't go too close to the curb. Now it's just a matter of checking the left and the right. Once it's clear, come out slowly, and everyone knows what I'm doing, so therefore it should be nice and safe. Let's go for this one, moving off in third or second. So when it comes to moving off, the best gear to move off is in first gear. And sometimes people, when they try to move off, they will move off in third by mistake, either because they've gone into third thinking that they've gone into first, or they've stopped in third gear and haven't realized that they need to change gear. So what you need to do to avoid this mistake is, whenever you're moving off, let's say you've stopped somewhere, always go into neutral first. If you're not sure what the gear in, just check it out, and then position your hand like this, push towards the left and up. That way you know for certain that you're in first gear. So now when I move off, it should be nice and easy. If you do move off in third, so like now, let me try move off in third, and then you stall, it's not really a problem if you sort it out quickly, go back into first. As long as you notice quick enough that you were in the wrong gear and change into first, it's not going to be a serious fault. You get a minor fault for stalling, but you're not going to fail. Where you will fail is if you don't realize you're in third and you keep messing around and you take too long there, and then the examiner has to help you and tell you that you're in the wrong gear. That's when you're going to get a serious fault. But if you figure it out yourself and change into first and move on smoothly, you're only going to get one minor fault.